this is your first time watching me, my name is Nate. I've made nearly over $1 million online at just 20 years old. I have over 6 figures in investments, and I just invested into a $30 million real estate building. So in order to reach a certain level of success, you must also equally endure a certain level of pain. And basically the example my boy uses is like, he wants to be a $1 million trader, but has he endured the pain of someone who has made $1 million trading? And like I said, this has made me nearly $1 million online. So I just want to cover like how I think about it and how you can leverage your current situation, current pain, things that have happened in your life, traumatic events, whatever the case may be, to actually go ahead and have that propel you towards the goals you have in your life. And stay to the end. Don't click off and start watching TikToks or something, because I promise there's actually gonna be valuable gems from a live insight that I got just talking to one of my boys, and made me realize like truly how powerful this is. So it's gonna be pretty relatable, pretty valuable as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Whether things that happen to you naturally or the pain of your current situation, leveraging those things to actually want to reach success faster and just create like this lock-in mode in your mind that allows you to go way harder than you would without the pain. So first things first is the day that this snapped for me. Now looking back on it, is really like pain is the reason why I started even online business in the first place. It all comes down to pain. I like to even call it pain shin, which is basically like utilizing pain to build passion around whatever goal you're striving towards, or just you reaching success in general. And when I was coming up, I'm African, right? And I would go to these functions, bro, and these people, the parents, they would be complaining about their 9-to-5s, their jobs, college, school. And to me, that was the first pain point right there. I was like, yo, why are these people living lives they don't enjoy? They're not happy with their current situation, and they're in pain, but they're living in it. And to me, I was just like, bro, I literally told my parents at a young age that I will never work a 9-to-5. And to this day, I have never worked a 9-to-5. And that's because I allowed the pain of that situation in itself, but also my current situation of, okay, if I don't lock in, if I don't leverage this pain, I'm gonna have to go work on 9-to-5. I'm gonna have to get told to freaking do work, to have to ask to go on vacation. Like, bro, I hate being told what to do. Like, that's one thing I actually hate, which is probably why I'm actually an entrepreneur, is because I just can't. That's why I don't enjoy school or just like working a job. I want to live life on my own terms, and I feel like that current pain is a reason why I even decided to go down this path in life. I didn't want to be told what to do. Like, I'm 20 now, but I'd say for like the last 2 years, from 18 to 20, I've been able to live life to a certain extent on my own terms. I have financial freedom, I have time freedom, I have location freedom, I can travel whenever, I can just literally just do whatever I want, bro. And it's crazy to think, but I'm literally just still a little kid, so there's nothing that makes me different from you. Like, it's so possible. And even like that pain continued on to when I was actually going to college. Like, even prior to going to college, I told my parents I didn't even want to go. I only went because one of my boys got into the same college as me. I was like, I might as well just give it a shot, right? But I ended up dropping out at 18 years old after my first semester of college, and that came down once again to pain. The pain of being in the college dorm, the pain of the mundane routine and tasks, doing the same thing every single day. Bro, like, it got to a point, right, where my routine was generally the same. I would wake up, I would pray, read the Bible, journal, hit the gym, come back, take a shower, and grind out my business work, and then just go to classes. It got to a point where I hated going to classes, and this is where the pain comes back into a different way. It's like the pain of my current situation of being around these people that all they wanted to do was smoke, drink, and look forward to the next party, and they didn't think like me, bro. And honestly, it kind of threw me off in a way that was just like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Why am I not somewhere else in an actual environment I want to be in, controlling what I do with my time and who I surround myself with? And it kind of threw me off. And I was so locked into a point, right, where people were generally making jokes about like what, like they were making jokes about the routine that I was on. Like, I was so locked into where at one point I left my room, right, and I went out, and people were like, oh, Nate, you're outside of your room, and they started making jokes, blah blah blah. And I was like, it wasn't funny to me. I was locked in. You only saw me if I went to the dining hall or I went to the gym. And to look back on it, that was a form of pain that I use. And then when people started saying that, it even fueled me even more. I was like this shit is not funny. Like what's funny? Like I'm trying to, like when I got to college, bro, my goal was really to get out of my current situation, and I leveraged that in order to, you know, get to the point where I am today, where I've nearly made $1 million just online by typing my fingers on a keyboard, bro, which is crazy to say at 20 years old, because a lot of people don't even make that in their lifetime, which is just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really crazy. Bro, what is this traffic happening here, bro? Like, this has to be that rush hour, you know what I'm saying? The 9 to 5ers are getting off. Shout out to people that work 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me. I'm just trolling. But to get back to the video though, like you really just gotta want it so bad that you get tired of the current situation that you're in. That's literally just what I'm saying. And I'm not saying I didn't side quest in college or have fun here and there. I'm not saying, like, I'm not against fun, but like, bro, 90, 95, 99% of the time, bro, you gotta be locked in. And the other times you can have fun, you can still be human, but that's just the mindset I had when I was coming up, and I let that pain fuel me in so many ways. And not only does like pain fuel like your purpose, but enduring pain leads to more success. And this, I want to come back and tie it again to the first point that I made in the video, but this is going to be a separate section. It's going to be a different section and different talking points on what I covered previously. Because it's not like I hate people or resent people or the natural events that happen in my life that build pain, whether it's like pain that I make up in my mind or generally things that cause pain like death in the family or traumatic events. It's not that I'm once again hating people or have resentment. It's more so that I believe God, like even the Bible says, like trials and tribulations come in life, and I feel like you can positively leverage them. Like even when I was coming up in high school, like I barely told people what I was doing. I made money online in high school, but I didn't tell people, but a few people knew. And like hearing things like, oh, how's your little business going? Or like we had even teachers talking about like going to college is like the only way. And it's like, bro, I used to hear these things in class. I wouldn't really say anything, or sometimes I would in my head or like to my friends, and I'll be like, I don't believe in that. I can do anything I want in this life and no one's gonna stop me, is how I've always thought, right? But once again, that was another start of pain fueling how I thought. And I honestly thank God for all the pain that he brings into my life. There will be trials and tribulations on the way to success, but in due time I shall reap, as long as I stay steadfast in my work, which is the daily grind. And the daily grind will be fueled by pain, whether that's once again pain that you make in your mind or natural pain that happens. Even right now in my life, and I feel like whenever you hit new like milestones, there's pain. Right now in my life, we just did over $100,000 in a month in the business, right? I just had something happen to me that makes me passionate to even prove more people wrong and to get higher numbers and to get more success in life. And it's not like there's any resentment or hate tied to me wanting more, but it's just like I don't know, like there's just a feeling, and it gets you into a mode where you're just thinking different. You're like, damn, like I really gotta make it happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what pain does. And that's why I call it passion, because I don't think it's only just pain. I think it builds a level of passion in your mind to go after whatever you want 10 times harder. And that's what makes it so good. Even the fact that, you know, my mom and dad, I've given them over $25,000 and most of other things that I don't even talk about within the videos, but that's just what you guys know. They still have to, you know, work a job. They still have to deal with money problems. And the fact that happens, like, bro, I still be tripping sometimes. Like, I'd be like, yo, why is this happening? Like, I should have enough bread to where I can cover them for life. And eventually that will happen. But that's another motivator to me grinding. Like, some nights I'll be up, like last night I was up at 3 a.m. and some nights I'll just tell myself, like, yo, bro, like, my mom gotta work in the morning, my dad, you know, he's up working. Like, what makes me not want to go hard? You know what I'm saying? And those are things, once again, I keep in the back of my mind. And a quote that David Goggins has, I'm going to read it right here. It says, pain unlocks a secret doorway in the mind, one way to find both peak performance and beautiful silence. And I want to, like, the beautiful silence part is like what I'm getting at. Obviously the peak performance, like, bro, it just helps you go to another level, but like pain creates a certain silence where you're locked in and so much after your goals that nothing else matters. And I feel like the maximum level of this pain for me was right before I dropped out of college. Like, that moment was like generally 4 months of me being isolated. Like, even though I was still around people, in my mind I was isolated in the way I thought, in the way I took my actions. And bro, shout out to God for those 4 months. It was 4 months of pain hard work. Things went wrong in the business. Things went wrong with me as a freelancer. There was so much that went wrong, even in life in general, like relationships, talking to people, being on that camp, like, bro. But I'm so grateful for it. And that's the power of pain. It allowed me to build a silence. It allowed me to want to get to a level of performance that I'd never seen before. And I'm so grateful for it, because I was able to build off of pain and just me not being happy with where I was in life, and that current, I guess, living situation just wasn't for me. And I strongly believe, like, yes, bro, like, yes, you not being in your current situation, even though patience does matter, should make you mad. It should fuel you in some way to want to get it more. And that's like when times get hard and like your business is struggling, bro, those are the times where you really, like, you dig deeper, like, bro, am I really who I say I am? Am I going to show up and do the work regardless of what I'm feeling right now? And this is another side of pain. Like, in all situations, it can generally be leveraged. And I want you guys to just get from this video that pain is not a bad thing. Losing is not a bad thing. Failing is not a bad thing. If anything, it's good. And I'm so grateful to God for the trials and tribulations that come with this life thing, that come with this business thing, because without it, you can't be great. Without it, you can't get to where you want to be. And life is not perfect. Life is not fair, actually. Like, nothing's fair. You got to fight for what you want. You will fail. You're going to want things to go your way. I wanted something to go my way recently. It didn't go my way. Did it hurt? Yeah. It feels bad. But am I going to stop that from me wanting to be great? No. Am I going to allow that pain to fuel me to want to get more and be better and be the best I can? Hell yeah. I'm trying to be great. And that's all that matters. And for my last topic, I just want to talk about how everyone you look up to has had to endure pain to get to their level of success. So it's just a rite of passage, if you want to be successful, for you to do the same. So everything I talked about prior, you applying it will allow you to be the people. Like, if you look at Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all these people, like, they don't just get rich and all their problems disappear. But as they were leveling up in life, they went through tons of problems that you're probably experiencing right now. But the only difference is they didn't quit. They were able to have grit. Grit is probably one of the biggest factors when you do online business or just want to be successful in life. If you're able to go through all these problems, all this pain, and still, like, continue to strive for greatness, that's where you become someone that's a winner. Someone that's a go-getter. Someone that's a real dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone that's going to go and make it happen. It's people who have grit. Because once again, how can you make $1 million if you have not gone through the same pain as someone that has made $1 million? It doesn't match up. You're going to get better at solving your problems. You're going to get better at enduring the pain and knowing how to leverage the pain. And I'm speaking from experience, because, like, the same problems or pain I had at $10K per month when I was in college or just after that period, like, they're easy problems to me. It's easy to solve. Like, that same pain can't motivate me now. But now, let's say we're at 100K per month. There's different pain. There's different problems. There's harder problems we even have to solve. How can I leverage that? Am I mad at my current situation? Is there stuff that I can't do right now that motivate me? Or are there natural instances of pain that motivate me to be better? Traumatic events, whatever the case may be. Like, there's a lot. Like, recently my dog, Ben Bader, passed away. Rest in peace, Ben Bader. And, bro, he would be so proud of where I am now. I even have a message, someone saying, like, he would be proud. And I like, him passing and knowing that he was, like, basically a mentor at the start for me to kind of, like, realize this online business stuff is possible. I'll be like, bro, Ben wants me to go harder right now. Whenever it gets tough, I know Ben will want me to go harder right now. I know Ben would be proud of where I am right now. I got to keep going. I leverage that to go harder. Whatever the pain aspect, it could be any traumatic event. It could be death in the family. It can be something that you wanted to go wrong but went right. It could be a failed relationship. Whatever the case may be, bro, leverage your pain. It could be people doubting you. If anyone's doubting you, hating on you, saying it's not possible, bro, I promise, never let them tell you it's not possible, bro. Because I'm no different, and I'm making it happen right now. I'm not saying I'm successful or I've made it, but I'm proving a lot of people wrong that didn't believe in me, and you can do the same. I really promise you can. Yeah, right now we're experiencing the pains of being at 100K per month, but I don't understand what the pain at $1 million per month looks like. I don't understand what that is. And I realized to get to $1 million per month, I will have to endure a certain level of pain, a certain level of frustrations, a certain level of not understanding how to do things, and I'll have to get better at solving these harder problems to eventually get there. And you know what? That's totally fine, because that is part of the game, and that's what it takes to make it in life. It's all about the trials and tribulations. It's all about the pain. So yeah, there's always another level to the game. There's always going to be harder problems to solve, and I feel like just leveraging the pain of your current situation or just natural instances of pain to get to where you want to be in life is super important. And that was just the main message I wanted to get across in this video, to show you guys that it's not a bad thing. Leverage it, because it's, once again, it's gonna make me over $1 million online at just 20 years old. I'll be able to buy my dream car just because I was able to leverage pain, get my dream apartment because I was able to leverage pain, do all the things I dreamed about just because I never gave up, and I was able to leverage the things that happened to me in order to be great in life. So if you guys get one message from this video, leverage patience, utilize your patience, and go be great. I appreciate you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.